Well, it's a big show.
I must dig my dig in the mashed potatoes. Go Hog.
This is a team sport. It's not a talent-based sport.
We got Bobby fucking Petrino back. If I'm honest with myself right now, it's a cool 12-0. Oh, look at that tornado. Welcome to the College Football Tailgate. It's the big show. That's right. I'm your host, technically, for today. Our boy Jim, still MIA. I'm your host, Chase Sessoms. Joining me, you might know him as the man. You might know him as the myth. You might know him as the uncle, Uncle Rico. What's going on, Unc?
Nothing much, man. How you doing?
Man, I'm making it. We got like a foot of snow here overnight, so it's been it's been a lot of staying inside for me.
Yeah, dude, it's snowing here. I spent an hour in the post office today. That was fun.
Oh, that sounds like a goddamn nightmare is what that sounds like.
That was fun. And then when I got up there, the lady was like, yeah, you need to do something else. And there's like 50 people in line. I was like, F it, I'm just going to come back tomorrow.
There we go.
Mentally, I just emotionally tapped out of the post office. I was like, I'm done.
Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes you just got to throw your hands up and say I'm done. Before we jump into Ohio State and Texas tonight's CFP semifinal game, number 2, do you have any thoughts on Penn State, Notre Dame you want to get out?
Yeah. Small game, James. Game came down to 3 plays in my eyes. Number 1, the Singletary drop. Honestly, that throw was insanely off target. Still needs to be able to bring that in. The play where the Penn State DB just fell. He just lost his footing and fell, led to the big touchdown by Notre Dame. And Drew Aller. All these people, I had a scout friend. I texted him. He hasn't responded to me yet. I was like, so Aller's still going to be number 1 in the draft? Never responded to me. So he looked bad. And I mean, honestly, if they won that game, he's probably gone. But now he's back next year for Penn State. So too bad. Small game James in full effect. How about you, man? What do you think?
I'm kind of with you with the whole small game James thing. I think it really put into perspective just how important coaching gets whenever we hit this level, these important kind of games. And that's kind of going to be my theme carrying on in tonight's game. When we talk about Ohio State and Texas, Ohio State, the favorite, laying 6 points. Texas plus 190 on the money line. I'm seeing total set at 52. Uncle Rico, I know everything that I'm being told on paper, and it's pointing me one direction, but my gut is completely pointing me in the opposite direction. I'm really interested to hear what your take is here.
Well, I have 3 bets in the game. Where would you like me to start, my friend? Where would you like me to make player prop? I have 2 player props on the side. Where do you want me to start?
Let's start with the player props, and then we'll team up on the sides.
I am taking Helm over 44.5 receiving yards, exploiting Ohio State's defensive weaknesses. The middle of the field is where they struggle. Helm excels in this area. Ewers consistently targets him against pressure and blitz looks, which Ohio State is going to employ tonight. He has surpassed 44.5 receiving yards in 4 of his last 5 games in the playoffs. He's been a big part of the passing attack, 5.5 targets per game, 4.5 receptions, 66.5 receiving yards. When we look at them for the year, he leads Texas in receptions and targets this season, highlighting how big of a role he is in the offense. Second in the team in receiving yards. I think with the middle of the field, him being in such good form and how much he's been used this season, I think he's in great. Give me Helm over 44.5 receiving yards.
I like that, especially because I'm seeing that I hear where I can see the line is moved up to 46.5. So shop around for sure.
Sharp.
Just sharp.
Sharded. Next one I did, and look, maybe I'm having flashbacks to what Scadaboo did, but give me Henderson over 22.5 receiving yards for Ohio State. Obviously, the same thing with Texas, middle of the field, the weakness, especially against the running backs, catching balls out of the backfield. Scadaboo last game, 99 receiving yards against Texas. The last 3 running backs that have faced Texas have surpassed this total, averaging 54 yards per game. Hill, the linebacker for Texas, he's struggling in coverage in passing situations against the running back. This creates a great opportunity for Henderson to exploit. In the playoffs, Henderson, 5 targets, 3.5 receptions, 37 yards receiving. He has gone past this the last 3 games. With the matchup all day, give me Hendo over 22.5 receiving yards.
There we go. That's 2 banger player props from Uncle Rico. But the time has come. The time has come to choose sides in this game. I'll lead it off. Listen, I took Penn State last night. It was kind of a system play for me, spread within a field goal, plus money on the money line. And I took small game James against my better judgment. Now, when I look at this game, when I look at the stat matchups, when I look at the stat splits, I see a team in Ohio State with a defense that's like number 1 ranked in almost every single category. Just a spectacular team defense. That tells me that they should be able to cover the 6. But you know what? Like I said earlier, a little bit of foreshadowing. When these games get even more important, coaching matters even more, and we can't forget the Ryan Day of it all. And I am going to go ahead and take Texas to cover the 6. I'm not saying they win outright, but I'm saying that Ryan Day is going to do something colossally stupid, and he's going to end up letting Texas either like backdoor this or just cover outright. What are your thoughts, Uncle Rico?
I'm on Texas plus the 6. This game is being played where? In the Cotton Bowl. Where's the Cotton Bowl located? Last time I checked Texas, de facto home game for the Longhorns. They're going to have the majority of the crowd. The 6, this just feels too high to me, considering how Ohio State has been this season, how inconsistent they've been. And I think it's raised up because of how they looked against Tennessee and against Oregon in the playoffs, and with how lackluster Texas has looked against Arizona State and Clemson. Despite the playoff strugglers, Longhorns 3rd in scoring defense nationally, 12th against the run, 3rd against the pass. Which version of Texas defense is going to show up? 3rd in the nation in sacks. Their pass rush should be able to create issues for Will Howard. Ohio State has struggled against the run in games versus Michigan and Tennessee. Texas can easily look to exploit that. Texas secondary is going to be the best group that Ohio State has faced this year. When we look at the matchup, Ewers excels against pressure and blitzes. Big play rate of 22%, 12 to 4 TD to INT ratio, success rate 57% against cover 1 defense, which Ohio State runs heavily. Will Howard has performed well recently, but I think he's due for some regression against this elite Texas pass rush and secondary. This is going to be the best defense that they've played against. Sargent has this as Ohio State minus 3.5, and the market has this at 6. That's value on Texas. I just think this is the peak of the market for Ohio State. From what I'm reading, it looks like Cameron Williams, the star offensive lineman, is going to play for Texas, which is going to booster it. I think their ability to create pressure and run the ball effectively is going to be the key to this game. I think plus 6 has strong value due to the matchup advantage defense and the overvalued Ohio State. Give me Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em horns +6.
Man, it breaks my heart. So I just have to do this just for the record. I want to be on the record doing this, putting the horns down, but I am taking the horns +6. Uncle Rico, we're about 50 minutes away from 50-ish minutes away from kickoff here. Do you see this line moving back towards Texas's way before kickoff? What do you think this finally goes off at whenever foot meets ball?
6.5, maybe. I mean, I think it's just going to be going back and forth. I mean, if something crazy that not Howard, but Williams doesn't play, and then it may tick up to 6.5.
Okay. Well, that's it. We got our bets. We got 2 banger player props from Uncle Rico. I've got my side, Texas +6. Uncle Rico is playing the same, Texas +6. Any parting words before we get out of here?
You know what? It's been a great season. I always enjoy talking ball with you and Jim, wherever he is in the mountains of Nebraska, But looking forward to previewing the finals with you. Hopefully we guys get his game. And unfortunately, NASCAR, we are not going live. Jim is the point guard when we go live. He is the personality that brings us all together. So I'm going to be walking on my treadmill watching the game. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight for the game.
There we go. Well, I will be I'll be in bed with under several blankets because it's fucking cold here.
It is cold here too, man.
Dude, I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this at all.
That's why I'm walking on indoors on my treadmill. I'm not going for a walk tonight outside, man. I put the dog on the treadmill, dude. Dog won't even go outside, dude. Dog does one of those things where he steps out and just turns around, comes back in.
Same here. Same here with Rosie. She wants no part of this shit. We even put a little jacket on her. She didn't want any part. All right. That's going to do it for us here at the College Football Tailgate. Just listen, folks, drink us in while you can. There's only one more episode of the College Football Tailgate for the season. So, what can I say but enjoy. We will catch you.
We'll be live tomorrow, though.
Yep, Uncle Rico and XFL Jim. He'll be back tomorrow doing college basketball whenever we roll back out. I guess are we still calling it Gym Rats?
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's a clever name, but I'm not sure if we're still doing it. Check out Uncle Rico and XFL Jim. I'll unfortunately be sitting out. They've got all your college basketball bets for the full slate tomorrow. We are out. We are done. Enjoy the Cotton Bowl and the college football playoff final. We will talk to you later.